Disobedience. God, those what the study said, God responds, I believe it is, to disobedience. And the question that I get within this is, how does he respond when we disobey him? Question number one that I asked myself after I read this lesson is, did God love Achan? See, the reason I asked that question is because, number one, we live in a society that we express love. And we express it in a way that if you do something that someone don't like or something, do you still love them and so forth? And some people say God is love, and God don't do this and God don't do that. Well, we need to really understand that the mercy and kindness of God did not just begin with Jesus Christ. It has always been there. But you would have to look at that, the fact that when God gave a law, he gave it in order to discipline, for us to be disciplined by, and also at the same time, not only will he discipline you, but he also demands that you discipline yourself under and by or through this law. So if you can't do it by this law or through this law, that means that you need to reevaluate yourself and ask the question, where do I stand within the will of God? In this day and time, we need to ask that question. Because we are tolerating sin so today. I'm worried about what the world is doing. I'm really concerned about what we are doing. And we want to reach out to each other, and we should. But we need to learn how first and foremost to reach out to folks that need what we have. So can we, I mean, in our moments of prayer, are we just really just praying because we just got loved ones that we don't want to be lost and we don't want nothing to happen to them because of all of the things and the fatalities and everything that's going on around us, and our heart is beating daily as to whether they're going to make it through or what's going to happen to them? What about the other men and women? What about the boys and girls that you don't know anything about? What about them? Because sometimes we can't reach them that next to us, but we may be able to reach somebody that is far away from us. These are some of the things that I think that we got. What is the purpose of the church? You see? And are we as a church, are we being obedient to God, or are we disobeying God? Because this building here is not what God is looking at. What God is looking at is what is in our heart and what we do when we feel him with our heart. God is supposed to, we're not supposed to devaluate. We ought to be evaluating our lives. Our lives ought to be going up instead of going down. Now, if God just want to create us for a moment, I want to know what the moment is so I can quit when I get there. Because ain't no need to struggling over something and through something that you don't have to struggle through with if there is a cut-off point.
Say it, Bishop.
There is no cut-off point when it comes to God.
All right.
God has not gotten to the point that he is sitting somewhere and saying, this is the cut-off point. I don't care how you struggle through. I don't care how you deal with this. I say it's cut off. It's time to be sit down somewhere. I have no intention of going somewhere and sitting down just because somebody feels like I ought to sit down.
All right.
I have no intention of going somewhere and hide under the cover, because by the time that God finishes with me, maybe you'll be too old for him to do anything with you.
All right.
Because I don't plan. You heard that? I don't plan to quit.
All right.
I'm not saying that the condition of physical circumstances won't. And sometimes the way I feel right now, the things that do go through my body and